Yo, what up, guys? The first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals has just finished up, and let's get right into this because I got I really got 2 out of the 4 predictions right. I said that Inter Milan were gonna tie against Bayern Munich 1-1, and I said Madrid were gonna tie against Arsenal. But to my defense, I did say Inter Milan were going through. But let's try to break down each one of these games a little further. Let's start off with Bayern Munich, the first game yesterday. Bayern Munich, they Harry Kane missed a couple sitters, and there was a couple like half chances. So I feel like you can't really argue, or you can't really talk crap about a striker when he misses a half chance. Like if he would have made that half chance, that would have been incredible. But unless you're, yeah, I mean Harry Kane, he's like the top of the top strikers, to be honest. But he did miss one sitter. He hit the post after I forgot what. Elise, I think who it was, passed it to him out wide, and Harry Kane shot, hit post. But Inter Milan, there were opportunities for Bayern to score. There were opportunities, and next game, if Harry Kane were to make those chances, they would be up. I don't think they will be up because Inter Milan are a very well defended team, and I think it was Rabona. There was a one YouTuber specifically that made basically a breakdown of how Inter Milan play, where when they press with their defense, and when they pass the ball out, when there's a when there's a goal kick, they pass out with their midfield, and basically, I'm counting on Inter Milan. I'm counting on them. Like, I cannot have this team lose because I've been saying from the very beginning, and I've said this in every single one of my videos, Inter Milan are the team that beat Barcelona. If Inter Milan play Barcelona, I believe 9 out of 10 times Barcelona will get wrecked. Okay? Barcelona are going to get wrecked by Inter Milan. So, I can't have Inter losing. And the fact that Bayern Munich, a team that's so mid like this, even had these type of opportunities, it makes me a little nervous because we're gonna get there, but we already know who they're gonna meet in the semis. We knew who was gonna be, or which team was gonna be in the semis right when this draw got made, because this side of the bracket was so weak, so weak. Okay, so Inter Milan, you're up 2-1, and I think this is the third time you got scored on by a player, by a team in the Champions League. But just the fact that Harry Kane had these opportunities, that just made me a little nervous. And the fact that Bayern Munich were playing with not even like with such a high injury roster, and they still had these chances. It's just crazy. But Inter Milan, I still think they're a strong contender to make it to the final, and they will be They will be Bayern Munich at their home. Moving on to the next match, Arsenal versus Real Madrid. I made my rant about this yesterday. Real Madrid. I'm seeing a lot of videos where Madrid fans are saying, "Oh, there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Like the Bernabeu, we can make an upset." Madrid barely, like, sometimes they get lucky if they even win at the Bernabeu. The Bernabeu is not this big fortress, you know. I would say that about the Camp Nou. I would say that about freaking Anfield. I would say that about specific teams, Allianz Arena. But Madrid, I've seen them lose and get whooped so many times at the Bernabeu that, like, to me, and this is the thing about the Ancelotti system. I've said this. You're going to get those big whoopings 1 or 2 times a season, but the only thing is that this specific season, when you have arguably by far the best roster, or the biggest gap in roster that any other team has had in a while, and I'm even putting Barcelona when they were in their prime years, the gap that Barcelona had with their roster compared to the other teams, it's individually, it's still not as big as what Madrid have right now. Like, I think football has kind of gone down, or the average elite player has gone down a little, and the players that are in Madrid, like they're literally the top of the top. So you have no excuse to be losing like this. It's just insane. If you ask me, yeah, Arsenal lost, or sorry, Arsenal beat Madrid 3-0. They had a perfect game plan, really, but the whole team did bad. I just think the issue with this was that even Valverde, like the most consistent player, he did bad, and the reason is because in La Liga games, Ancelotti keeps flipping Valverde's position, and he's basically making him play half half a god damn it half a what the fuck is this called? I'm going blank right now. He's making him play halftime in one position, and then he's making Valverde drop to the defense or the defense in the second half. So come on, like, make up your freaking mind. Lucas Vasquez can't play anymore. He always gets exposed. I think Madrid always drop points, and specifically from that side, they get scored on. So, also, Modric is trash now. Like, when Modric starts, I'm pretty sure there has to be some type of high correlation of Madrid losing points and Modric starting. He's 40 years old. What do you want him to do? Also, Vinicius, like, when you have Vinicius and Mbappe, a team that is not going, two players that are not gonna press, no matter how much you tell them, you can't have even as good as Rodrigo has had this season. You can't play him when you're playing a 4-2-2. I was watching Stevie Nicol in ESPN say this, and I agree with this. I said this earlier this season. What has to happen is that Rodrigo has to get dropped in these big games, and then you have to put Bellingham back into the false nine, and you have I say instead of Modric, I'm still gonna keep pushing this. I see Arda Güler more as the midfielder. You replace Modric, you put Arda Güler, and you make I guess Camavinga and Tchouaméni, although Tchouaméni wasn't available in this game, you make them the two pivot midfields, and you would have Valverde in there too, but he is covering Vasquez, so there's still legs in this. Like, as much as the injuries have caught up to Madrid, there's still space, or there's still I would say in access, big extra talent left over. Like, there should be no excuse for a 3-0 whooping against Arsenal. Okay? So that's basically my piece. If you were to ask me, I say Arsenal is going to go to Madrid and they're going to give them a 3-piece and a soda. It's going to be 6-1 aggregate. And that is just crazy because it's Arsenal. Arsenal are trash. They are frauds. And I think after this performance, this basically just puts the nail in the coffin. Ancelotti is not the man next season for Madrid. It's going to be Xabi Alonso, which at the end of the day, it's what majority of Madrid fans want. So it's probably a good thing, okay? But it just sucks because you have arguably the manager with the best resume ever, and he is going to end his, at least, club career. I don't know if he's going to go to Brazil, but he said this is going to be his last team before he retires. I do think if he gets sacked by the end of the season, then he's going to go to Brazil and try that World Cup. But he's going to end his club career by not defending one trophy, okay? So that's just a big asterisk in his resume. So, moving on to Borussia Dortmund versus Barcelona. Barcelona played at home. I said Barcelona were going to beat Dortmund 3-0. I was wrong. They beat them 4-0. Look, Dortmund, you're a trash team, okay? You had all these talented individuals go through your system, and they chose the money, okay? I don't want to hear this BS about how Borussia Dortmund, they deserve all the respect because they build their squads unlike some other teams. Look, they have a good scouting, but the reason why they scout good is because every player that goes through that club knows They are a development club. They're a stepping stone club, okay? And what does that mean? That means you're gonna get there, you're gonna develop a little, and then the team wants to cash out. This team's not looking to build a Champions League squad. This team's not looking to compete for the Bundesliga, okay? I just don't understand how a person could choose to support this team when they know that the end goal isn't to win a trophy. Like, what's the point of supporting? What's the point of having a season ticket, of having this exciting crowd at home, having a fortress, if all you really want is to cash out your players and you don't expect a trophy? And if you get a trophy, that's just a little cream on top, you know? So if you ask me, Dortmund, like, I hate this club. Every year I hate them even more. And yeah, Barcelona, they're basically through. There's not much more to say about this match. Look, Barcelona are big contenders. They're gonna play, I believe, Inter Milan in the semifinals, and that is where their run ends. Inter Milan, I think, with the way their system and complex shifting around the field is, it's gonna beat that Hansi Flick offside trap. I think Inter Milan, because on top of the fact that Italian teams are notoriously known for their counter-attacking system, Inter Milan is a team that's gonna beat this Barcelona team. It's gonna happen, and I just can't wait till that happens, because I just don't want Barcelona to win that treble, dude. Three fucking trebles, dude. That just can't happen. And on top of that Barcelona can't win a treble the season that Mbappe goes to Madrid. I digress. So, and finally, the last game that I'm going to break down is PSG versus Aston Villa. If you guys saw my shorts or TikTok, depending where you saw it, I said Aston Villa, they made this tricky. I knew that this game was not what people would see on paper. Aston Villa, they are not notoriously a Champions League team, but there's one, Unai Emery, he might be pound for pound or player for player the best manager out of every single player in this competition. Actually, every single manager in this competition. Look, the things that this guy does to small teams, like, he's not a good league team. I think you look at players like Pep Guardiola, you look at players like Arteta even. I'm sorry. God, for some reason when I make videos I have to yawn all the time. Conte, you see coaches like these, and it's philosophy merchants. But Unai Emery, it seems like he kind of tactically sets himself up for every single team, which is why he's such a good manager in these tournaments. So, I knew that PSG were going to struggle. They did struggle, but my only critique against this is that they fumbled with that last minute goal. Look, we all know what company said that one time, even though I think this saying is a little overrated. Can you do it on a cold night at Villa or something like that? Aston Villa has a notoriously hard stadium. Okay? PSG are notoriously a team that fumbles the bag. I know this is a new PSG. This is different from the past PSGs that we have seen before, but PSG going to Aston Villa with only a 1-goal win, or a 1-goal difference between them, I think that was an incredibly risky game. I would have seen PSG losing. Do I see now Aston Villa being able to beat PSG by 2 goals to at least take it to penalties? If PSG lose by 2 goals and Aston Villa take it to penalties, you have Martinez there. We know how good he is in penalties. And we have Donnarumma there. He's also good at penalties, but I trust Martinez more. Look, I think Aston Villa, they're going to make this tricky. I think they're going to go and win. I can't say they're gonna win by a 2-goal difference and take it to penalties. I think Aston Villa, they're gonna win 2-1, and they're going to lose by 1 goal. I think it's gonna be 5-4 or 4-3 aggregate. So there it is, guys. This was a pretty interesting games. Like, this was a good run. The quarterfinals were all big. Even Aston Villa, who many people looked over, but yeah, I mean, the only thing that just sucks is that freaking Arsenal beat Madrid 3-0. It's just insane. It always pisses me off thinking about it. Anyways, guys, if you guys like this video, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am now at 51 subscribers. I'm trying to push out these vids. I have a full-time job. I have a stressful job. And I have hobby. I still go to the gym. But I'm still trying to find my time to make all these vids, okay? So, yes. Thank you, guys. Pumpkin Picks out.